There's been a lot of conversations recently I've been looking at through the different social media platforms around how the wellness spa longevity industry is evolving and I don't know if you follow it or you don't follow it, but
Yes, yes.
one of the key things that for me that have come through has been, the simplicity of actually saying that it's the people that deliver the experiences that need to be valued more, that need to be understood more, that need to be rewarded more. So,
Mhm.
how can our young therapists coming through
Mhm.
be valued, be seen, be heard, and and also be financially successful in this challenging world where there is a lot of how should we call it noise? There's a lot of opinions. How can they stand out? What can we do for them?
Yes, yes, a very important question, especially that we need them so much because I believe that therapists keep society healthy on the mental level, emotional level,
Mhm.
physical level, as a prevention. So
Mhm.
so their job is, as I said, more important now than ever. I believe that our way to support them is to provide them with tools that they can use in their professional life, but also in their life, in their profession and in their life. They need to be provided with that tools. Very often this is young people who starting their career, starting their life. They need support, they need guidance, how to use that passion that they have, how to use that energy that they have, or that interest. They need to be guided. We cannot just leave them alone. We cannot just believe that going to the college when they receive basic education on beauty or body work, it's enough. They need to be taken care of uh, on a regular basis. And I believe that it should go together with talking much more also about wellness, talking much more how we need that wellness.
Mm.
Emotional, physical, mental, spiritual, how important it is for our growth, how important it's for our health, and presenting them as people who can deliver that, who can
Uh,
offer that
yeah.
health
I think we
to
spend a
to
lot of
society.
time sort of downgrading the next generation,
Yes,
saying they have short attention spans, they're always
yes,
on phones,
yeah,
da 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 da.
yeah, yeah.
We're not really giving them the pathway or the support if we keep
Very,
using that dialogue for
but
young
also
young
we
people.
don't appreciate their wisdom. I
Mm.
have my personal approach to age and all that stuff. And I am against all this age mania in which we living. But it's not only regard to mature women who, are judged because they have certain amount of years, but it's also very often towards young people. What
Mm.
I hear on the training is, because we talked a lot when I train about post-treatment advisors, how important they are. They have to be personalized, very specific for every person who comes. But they say, but very often clients don't take me seriously.
Mm.
They look at me and they almost sending me that message, what I know about life, what I know
Mm.
about this and that, and I am big advocate that we all have our wisdom. We all experience enough. Doesn't matter if we are 5, 10, 15, 20, or 30. We are equipped with enough life experience to be guide for others, for clients. I
Mm.
agree with you, Carly. They are not treated seriously. The same is
Mm.
with beauty therapist versus massage therapist. It's almost like beauty is secondary because it's not health oriented. But beauty is so much health oriented because that beauty comes from healthy person. And we know that all beauty treatments are changing as well. We're looking at people on a much deeper level, even if we give them beauty, let's say, treatment. We use touch, we use empathy, we we use energy, we connecting with people deeply. So therapists are of enormous, their role is enormous, enormous. I'm always telling them, you're changing the world. It's
Right.
like a
Yeah.
ripple effect.
Yeah.
Every person who you see and the person feels better has a ripple effect. But coming back to how I started answering that question, I think the best way for us to show appreciation towards them, they are sometimes working in these small rooms with no windows. They give so many treatments to strangers. They serving, their compassion, their understanding. They are dedicated. The best way to really value them is to make sure that they have access to advanced training. Look at their work condition. And very often spa really needs to look at work condition. Look if they receive enough support in their own well-being, in their own wellness, in their working place. This is the best way to show them that we really care
Yeah.
for them, because
Sorry. Yeah.
without them, that industry cannot exist. I go to these conferences and I'm hearing, now we talk a lot about digital health and robots, and I'm hearing sometimes spa manager saying, "Oh my God, it's so much easier. I have a robot. Robot will not call me 9 o'clock morning and will not tell me I cannot come today because I'm sick." And and this is terrible to even hear that, because it's such a shortcut in finding the solution for therapists who are very often demotivated because they are not taken care of.
Exactly.
That's why they're
They
sick.
don't, this shows. And those who advocate so much robot, I'm always saying, okay, but there is still people needed to operate that robot, to say hello to that client who is coming, to get involved in the connection and communication, so that human experience still has to be there.
Yeah.
So I believe that we need to find the common ground here, and forget about the concept of spa without people, because this will never happen.
Yeah.
And so problem of therapists who are demotivated, problem of therapists who are leaving the profession will never be gone. We need to address that, and we need to find the way how to support those people on mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical level. And some spas doing that, obviously, very successfully.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm smiling
Passion.
like a Cheshire cat, because I'm like agreeing with everything you're saying. Yes, 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 yes. We
Uh,
really, really, appreciate you sharing this, because it's great to hear it from. I think me and Julie go on about this so much that people are probably tired of listening to us. So it's nice to hear a fresh angle on our channel, sharing. Thank you for that. And yeah, I think that leads to Julie's last question about the future. I think you've probably answered the question already, but really, probably people will need therapists more than they ever have done in the future because of AI, robots, tech.
Yes. And I, my belief is that because of AI, because of much more robotic reality we live in, we are in the danger of using that human experience, that human connection. And if we lose our humanity, this is end.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is end.
yeah.
We need to take care of that, because that humanity means higher feelings, higher purposes, deeper communication with each other. um, integration of people, interaction. This is what makes us human.
Mm.
So we cannot lose that. And the therapy gives that amazing opportunity to experience that because it's quite intimate, it's vulnerable, it's powerful in the same time. And I believe that treatment can be very effective on the physical level. It can, therapist, when therapist is well trained, therapist can recognize the physical issue in the body,
Mm.
respond to that, but also understand that that body manifests something, that
Yeah.
the journey start on physical level and has to go much, 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 much deeper. And
Yeah.
for that, therapist needs to be trained.
Trained.
And we know what is happening with burnout. We know how many people leave their job because of the body injuries. And
Mm.
usually these therapists leave in the moment when they have the most to offer
Yeah.
because they have already experienced, they already are there for several years, for certain amount of
Mm.
years, and they are leaving. And
Mm.
and it's somehow responsibility of all of us. What we gonna to do with that? And we know very well that investing in existing therapies on the business level costs much less than finding the new therapies.
Yeah,
Mm. Yeah,
exactly.
true.
We know
And
that this is numbers, this is
yeah,
measurable results. It's
yeah,
just so
Mm.
yes, we need to talk, we need to educate.
Yeah, I think we know the industry, I think, knows in its heart what it needs to do, but I'm just always curious about what blocks them from actually implementing. How do we overcome those hurdles? Before it, we end up in a real crisis situation where there is nobody being drawn into the
Yeah,
industry, and those people who had the passion for it
yes,
have gone,
yes,
or we can't ignite the passion
yes,
of perhaps younger people coming through who have the most amazing touch and
yes,
hands and empathy
yeah,
and compassion, who have a
yeah,
lot to give.
yeah, yeah.
How can we up,
Mhm.
if you like, up the image
Yeah.
and show that it is important to make now the changes that need to be made?
Mhm. Yes, I was thinking about it a lot as well, and through all these conversations and the participations in different events, I went to the conclusion that usually higher management in spas, owners, general managers, this is people who are not fully understanding of the importance of spa that they have.
Mm.
For example, general manager will go to the restaurant in his hotel and check all food, but he will not go very often to spa
That's
to
very true.
check the room, to check the equipment, or to have treatment. Spa is still treated in this old way as a fat farms, when people
I
were
remember
going
those.
to,
I
yes, to
remember those,
lose
yeah.
weight, and they were
Um,
receiving
mm.
the towel rub, and this was it. And I think this is where is the missing, that let's say higher management or owners, they very often don't have experience by themselves what spa can bring to them,
Mm.
or
which
can I
would allow
add to
them to
that?
open up and to listen
Yeah.
differently.
What I would also add to that is the other extreme where I'm seeing a lot of owners and high management who are having experiences of very expensive medical
Yes, yes,
wellness
yes, yes,
retreats, and
yeah, yeah,
you know, it feels like what a general spa offers is
yeah,
sort of like,
yeah,
not up here, but
yeah,
it's not a beauty salon.
yeah,
It's sort of this in
yeah,
between space.
yes,
But that has so much opportunity
yeah,
because, advanced wellness practice, health and wellness
mhm,
integration is the future, and
mhm,
spas need to adopt those,
mhm.
advanced practices as well.
Yes,
Um, so it feels like a massage is just a nice fluffy extra or a fluffy sort of luxury.
Mhm.
But actually
It's
therapy.
not. It's something much
No,
more.
and
Transformational. It's a
both Julie and I are
transformation.
practicing therapists, and
Yes. Yeah.
we feel like we give so much more than what that sort of
Yeah.
55-minute treatment description
Yeah.
is, you know.
Yes. Yes.
And it's kind of
Mhm.
this mindset that I remember coming into being a therapist and not feeling like this sector and these people were valued enough,
Mhm.
especially in the UK. And the reason I identified that very quickly was because I did my training in Australia,
Mhm.
and that industry is very valued.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
bodywork
Yeah.
therapists in Australia are highly educated, highly valued. Then you come back to the UK, and like you said, because they do a beauty therapist diploma, the
Mhm.
value seems to drop.
Mhm.
And we do need to get ahead with that because we're so far behind in the UK with that versus other countries. We're definitely getting there with
Yes.
private education, you know, but it needs to, a shift needs to happen in the way that we value therapists and see the value in what they're bringing and the integrity that comes
Mhm.
with that.
Mhm.
I think that
Yes.
has to be at all levels, though, as well. I mean, we talk about beauty, but I mean, I wouldn't want anybody touching my skin who hasn't been trained. And I think you have to see that as well for the fact that person has to have given the kudos that they are actually understanding how the skin works. I think all levels of wherever we're working within the industry, I think it all needs to have a shift up.
Mm.
Absolutely. All of them.
We have
Yes.
to,
Yes. 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 Absolutely. All of them. And
any touch therapy, in my mind, even
any
down to
touch
nails.
therapy. Yes. But it's to admit and acknowledge the depth and effect
Yeah.
which it has on human being. If we talk more and more about it and we allow people to experience that,
Mm.
then of course the understanding will shift. What you were saying, Carly, about UK versus, let's say, different European country, yes, absolutely. I think UK is doing much, much better now and it's getting there. But what I, for example, see in other countries, that yes, therapists are better trained on a technical level,
Mm.
um, because there is tradition of massage in the country, tradition of physiotherapy in the country, but they are very often missing to admit that that person who comes also has that emotional aspect as
The
well,
energetic
spiritual,
intelligence.
energetical, spiritual aspect.
Yeah.
So I met very good technically therapists from European countries, but they were really missing to admit that the person who come to them is the combination of body, mind, and soul. So
Subtlety.
those people also need to upgrade and
Yeah.
start to offer human experience to people, not only fix their physiological
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah.
So, as Julie said, we all need to raise above the understanding that we had before. General approach to touch also doesn't help. A pandemic didn't help as well because the touch become stigmatized again and danger, which worried me very much because I was always a big ambassador of touch, and I thought, oh my gosh, now all people will go back
Yeah.
again. Nobody will touch nobody again. There is also emotional issues. There is issue or child abuse and so on and so on, which very often doesn't allow people to have a free and positive um, positive attitude to touch. This doesn't help as well because what we're doing, we're promoting touch and we're saying that touch has that amazing power on physical, emotional, spiritual level. So this is all the obstacles which we deal with. Plus, unfortunately, there is this big competition between spas, and spas become more and more complex in their offer in facilities. Spas doesn't have one jacuzzi anymore, has five. and 7 other rooms, and this costs money. To open spa now, the capital money are huge because we believe that it has to be so fancy, and because we believe that it has to be so interesting on facilities level, because this is what client want. But we know that even if client go to these very high developed facilities, spas, in the end, the client end with the room, with the therapist, with 2 hands and touch and the training. And very often those spas don't have money for training anymore because money goes into facilities, into programs, which I believe are great. But if there is no highly skilled therapist behind that, it doesn't make any sense and doesn't bring any difference. So there is that aspect as well.
I think, Beata, we could talk about this for hours.
Yes,
This,
yes, I
this is
know, I know.
our passion, our drive. The reason why we
Yeah,
created this podcast was to really to have these kind of conversations.
So summarize really something we haven't yet spoken about, which I really wanted to
okay.
share with our viewers and listeners. Because not only do you have your digital app, which can you direct people to the link for that? What's
Yeah.
that called?
Yes. So this is Beata Digital Academy,
Yeah,
and it's available on Apple Store, and
great.
it's for Androids and
Yeah,
for Apple user
brilliant.
as well.
And that has, I believe, over 280 video resources. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes, yes.
And
So
within that app, you can take the accredited courses that you offer.
yes, you can take accredited courses. Idea was to create home for therapists when everything is under one roof. Because
Great.
at the moment, therapist has to go somewhere for meditation,
Mm.
somewhere for anatomy and
Yeah,
physiology,
true.
somewhere for the
Mm.
training, somewhere for advices how to avoid burnout.
Yeah,
And I thought, why not create home for them and
Mm.
put all that together with a community as well, possibility to exchange the thoughts,
Mm.
ideas, really create home for them when they feel supported, when they can have accredited courses, master classes as well, but also lots of on an everyday basis support, stretches, meditations. I am still practicing therapist after all these
wow,
years. So
Mm.
I really understand therapists. I know what they need on an everyday basis because this
yeah,
is what I need. So
yeah,
this
of
was
course.
idea
Mm.
behind this
Yeah. And
Beata Digital Academy. More happy therapists, less injured therapists.
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
just
Mm.
this was the idea. It's
Mm.
I'm so happy that I did it. I was
yeah.
very, very afraid to do that. It was
Oh,
big
great.
project,
Yeah, of course.
big
And I
project.
would like to add, it's very affordable as well. I think
Yes.
there's a bit
Yes,
of a obstacle sometimes when you
yes,
think, oh, it's no, I can't do it 'cause it's going to
yeah,
be really
yeah, yeah,
expensive. But it
yeah,
is really affordable. And that is an important point to make because, again, that kind of feeds back into the
yeah,
value of
yeah,
therapists,
yeah,
pay,
yeah,
what that, how that looks and
yeah,
how that could improve. But I
yeah.
think that's for another day.
Mm.
Um,
Thank you,
yeah,
Carly, for saying that. And I really talk to therapists about how much we should charge for that. You know, we did lots of interviews with therapists.
Mm.
What is affordable for them? What is not? Because the idea was to reach those who
Mm.
really doesn't have that support, to
yeah.
reach them directly, not through
Like
school.
you were when you started, right?
When
Yeah.
yes, yes, of
Mm.
course, for the
Exactly.
same reason.
It's incredible the way that that's gone full circle. Your
Yes, that's
purpose is
true.
very,
That's
very
true.
powerful and strong and
Ex-
clear. But also, just to add that you also, am I right in thinking you have a skincare option as well?
Yeah.
Is
Yes,
that a
yes.
developing thing, or have you had that for quite a while?
So I truly believe that the most important way of taking care of the face is face massage. Okay, I am absolute advocate of face massage, and this is what I did for years, develop my own treatments and so on. But I thought it would be very good to find the product which will support that face massage. So I never thought about skincare big range because I
Yeah,
think sometimes it's confusing.
yeah,
It's too many products. It's what we need. We need very good massage and very good oil, which will be with that,
yeah,
basically. So
exactly.
this was my reason of searching, looking for that perfect, in my opinion, oil that people can use at home. And this is how I created my Beata facial oil, which got some very nice awards and was
Congratulations.
recognized as a clean, pure, and very effective product. And then I created with that cards, self massage cards, which people can purchase together with the oil so they can massage themselves. Idea
Right.
was to do a lot of encouragement and education for people that they can massage themselves. During the pandemic, I created online face massage classes
Great.
every Thursday to make sure that even those who were alone in the house, they could at least applicate that massage to themselves to have that sense of connection. And
Wonderful.
then meditation, I add to my in range. I add meditation as well because I truly believe that what is happening internally is manifest externally.
Mm.
So this is one of journalists said that my meditations are internal Botox.
Oh, wow.
That's a good one.
It's a good one.
I've not heard that before.
Yeah.
But it's true. We need to take care of our internal
Mm.
well-being,
Yeah,
and then we have that light and on the face. And
Mm.
then when we massage that face, when we use the product, which really help face without confusing, then we don't need anything
Mm.
more than that. Self-love,
Mm.
yeah,
good techniques, all a good oil.
beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much
Yes.
for talking with us.
Thank you. Thank you for
Um,
having me. I enjoyed talking to you
yeah,
very, very much, and I feel inspired
yeah,
and knowing that there are people out there who think similar to me and that we are not alone. It's many of us, and this is very, very encouraging.
yeah. Thank you so much. You've
Thank
inspired
you.
us as
You have
well.
Thank you.
indeed. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. And
Thank you.
Really
so
fun.
for Beata, for any spa managers out there who haven't got their budgets yet sorted out for next year and they can still rustle up a little bit,
Yes,
how
yes.
can people reach you for training?
So the best is for the uh, individual therapists who would like to expand their knowledge. The best is to reach me through
Okay.
beatadigitalaacademy.com. For any spa who is interested in the training, beata.website
Great.
is the place to
Thank you.
find more
Yeah.
information.
And you've got a
And
great online presence on
Yeah.
Instagram as well.
yes,
I've been
Yes.
yes.
enjoying your Instagram page,
Thank you.
so it's
Thank you.
really engaging and
Thank
great.
Thank you.
Great. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much.
Well, we wish you much success in
Thank,
2025. And
thank
who knows, maybe our paths will cross again in another way, another conversation, which we
Yes,
would enjoy very, very much. And thank you, as we said, for the inspiration and for the story and for your passions for what you do and for standing up for the therapists.
thank
So
you.
if you've enjoyed this episode, then there are plenty more on our YouTube channel at Spa Sisters Podcast. You can reach us as well at spasisterspodcast@gmail.com. And we look forward to connecting with you again. Take care and until next time.
Uh,